Hello, boys and girls. A special invite to all our students, 5L, my class, and certainly to Mr. Fuji's class, 5F, and Mr. McDonald's class. We're talking about fractions and decimals today, lesson 1. So we're going to do a little bit of introduction, and then we're going to do some examples, kind of following along with what's going on in the textbook, so you can have that up on your screen as you're following along with this. So I hope everybody's doing well and you're having a great day. We're having some fun here this morning, Mr. Fuji and I making this video. All right, so fractions. I kind of came up with the silly title, in whole or in part, because that's really what fractions are. Okay, a fraction is a part of something. So, as I was thinking about doing this, from even a health perspective, we learn in health and religion that we are made up, we're physical beings, we're mental, there's a mental part to us, there's a spiritual part to us. So, if we're whole, all those parts are working. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. So we're linking them all together. All right, so why do we use fractions? Well, it's something that you really need to know for the real world. And some good examples are when you're cooking, you use fractions all the time. Carpenters use fractions, engineers, teachers, many people use fractions. So you need to know how, you need to understand fractions. So I brought along a couple of things from home. So here, first of all, are some measuring cups. So this one is actually a quarter cup. Okay? And so we take 4 of these, of course, right, to equal 1. Here we have a third cup. Okay, so we take 3 of those to make a full cup. And here we have an actual cup itself. Okay, so that's one usage of fractions. All right. And again, many people use fractions in their work. So we gave some examples. So I'm going to refer to the textbook as we move forward here. Page 167, if you can follow along. And we're using the red and green tiles. So if we look over here, you can see that I've got red and green tiles. Okay, so basically we've got 6 of these are green, 6 are red. So to make a fraction out of that, we simply say 6 of the 12 are green. So we've made a fraction. All right, so our numerator is the number that are green, and the denominator is the total number. Okay, so you can see we've got 6 of each color. All right, so when we separate these, we're going to make another fraction. Now we're going to make sets of 2. So we've got now 6 sets. All right, so we make another fraction. Okay, so that's the total number of sets. If you look at the video right now, and again, 3 of these sets are green. Okay, so it's the same fraction. Remember, our goal here is to create sets of equivalent fractions. Okay, so this one is equivalent to that one, and we're going to be making a number of different sets. So the next one is made into 4 groups. Okay. So now you can see we divided the tiles into 4 groups. Okay, so our denominator is 4, the number of groups. The number that are green is 2. Okay, so again, all of these fractions are basically equal, just different ways of writing them. So they're equivalent fractions, even though they may look different to you. And I think they do one more group. Yes. two groups. All right, so we have a group of greens and a group of red. Just two groups, and we see there that one group is green, so basically one half of the group is green. So looking at the board here now, we've got four equivalent fractions. I'll put it up here. All right. And we'll talk maybe a bit more later how we know we can prove that these are the same. All right. Let's move forward. Okay, let's move on to, we're using a model to find equivalent fractions here now. So I'm just going to bring the book over with me. And we've got, it asks us to look at the fraction of each set over here. Mr. Fuji, that is red. Okay? So in each group you'll see that there are 8, okay, of these tiles. The number, so that's the total. The number that are red in each group is 6. Okay? So 6/8 of each group is red. And I've got 5 different groups there. Now, so they're talking about making equivalent fractions here. We can do it different ways, by multiplication or division. So we multiply top and bottom here by 5. Okay, we get 6 times 5 equals 30. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, so this fraction is basically the same as that one. Okay, this one is smaller, it's easier to work with, but these two are equal. So actually doing that basically counts it all for us, because if you look here now, we've got 30, right, of the red ones, and all together there are 40, count 40 tiles. Okay, 5 groups of 8. Okay, equivalent fractions. And it says when you multiply or divide the numerator and denominator of a fraction with the same number, you do not change the value of the fraction. All right, so we could do, anyway, we'll get into that, I think, in our practice examples. So I'm going to move the board up here.